Hello everyone! In this video we're going to take a look at a brand that has just recently become available at Sephora. It's not a new brand itself, but since it has just become widely available through Sephora, I wanted to make sure to do a brand review if you noticed it and were considering purchasing something from the line. The brand is called Necessaire. It's spelled Necessaire, so I think it's pronounced necessary. If you aren't familiar with these types of videos that I do, this is a review where I go through each and every item that is available in a brand, and I go over the ingredients with you and any other things that I think might be relevant to the ingredients in the product to see if there's going to be anything problematic about the product that you might want to consider before you spend your money on it. This is not a review based on me having actually used the product where I could comment on things that are having to do with things like how it feels on the skin or anything like that. But looking at the ingredients of skincare is really crucial before you purchase it, because even if you might like it cosmetically, if there's something in the ingredients that would be harmful or damaging to your skin, that's something to consider before you even ever try out the product and potentially cause harm to your skin. So that's the purpose of these kinds of videos. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. If you're someone who comes and views these videos but isn't subscribed already, please, I would ask you to go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on videos like this. Also, you can follow Allure Beauty over at Instagram. And if you have not checked out my most recent video, which is a pretty painful decluttering of my entire eyeshadow palette collection, I will link that in the upper right hand corner for you. I actually have a playlist with a lot of videos going through my entire makeup collection and divided up into categories, decluttering them. So if that's something that's interesting to you, or you even just want to put it out in the background to keep you company, that's a really good resource for that. Okay, let's look at every single item in the Necessaire skincare line and see what we think. You may want to purchase some of these products yourself and test them out depending on if they seem to be good or bad. So as always, I'll put links to the products in the description box below to where you can find them on Sephora now. Also a link to Rakuten, which used to be Ebates. If you are making purchases online, especially through Sephora, there's no reason to not automatically get cash back on your orders that you're already making online. So if you aren't already signed up for Rakuten, I encourage you to sign up and use the cashback system. So this is a skincare line that is specifically purposed for the body. So all the products that we're going to look over are going to be body care skincare products. And in terms of who they are, when you go to the company's own website, independent of Sephora, this is what they say. We believe the products you use every day should make a true difference in your well-being and support your health. They obsessively research the ingredients and only use clean, effective, and high-quality ingredients that your body can actually use. So you probably know by now what I think of the term clean. It doesn't really mean anything, and something that's clean, even if you could have a definition of that, doesn't necessarily make a product good or bad or better than a product that would be deemed non-clean. But they are claiming high-quality ingredients and effective ingredients that are backed by research. So let's see if that pans out. So the first available product is the body lotion, which retails for $25, and you receive 6.8 ounces of product, which is a good amount of product for the price. Looking at the ingredients, we start with some really nice hydrating and kind of emollient ingredients right at the beginning, notably things like shea butter, jojoba oil, and we have, towards the beginning, some niacinamide, which is great too. That's a form of vitamin B3. And I like that they have indicated in the ingredients sort of the more common or understandable forms of the names of the ingredients. So when I'm referring to the emollient kind of nourishing ingredients, you can see that after water, the very next ingredient is the caprylic or capric triglyceride. This ingredient is derived from glycerin and coconut oil. The very next ingredient is another emollient that can be either plant-derived or synthetic. It looks like for the Necessaire product, they have derived it from plants. Then, of course, glycerin, which a lot of people are familiar with as being a humectant. So overall, my impression of this product is that it is really jam-packed with a bunch of emollient ingredients, emulsifiers, hydrators, humectants. So it does seem to be, on an ingredients level, a very nourishing lotion for the body. And you also have several different oils to help nourish the skin too. The only thing that I see in the list of ingredients here that kind of worries me a little bit are these citrus extracts, which I've talked about a lot in my video for Clean Beauty, which is a beauty brand that is sold through Walmart. If you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna link in the upper right hand corner for you so that you can check out again, I review all of the products in that line, and I also go into depth about issues with things like citrus-based oils or extracts. So in this body lotion, you can see that you have these kind of orange extracts, lemon extracts, and while the oils of the citrus fruits can be a lot more volatile and damaging and photosensitizing, so you definitely want to avoid things like lemon oil, lime oil, even the extracts can also have those risks and carry those risks. So for example, when you're looking at the citrus aurantium extract, this is an example of a plant extract that does have antioxidant properties, especially when you're ingesting it. There is also a component of it that makes it potentially sensitizing for the skin. And it also has that fragrant component, which is not great for the skin. Now, the amount of it in this product doesn't seem to be very plentiful. In addition, these are the extracts as opposed to the oils, so I think that reduces the potential for that kind of harm. But I do want to note that for you. I think otherwise, this looks like a great body lotion, especially at the price, but personal preference for me would have been to exclude those couple of citrus type extracts. All right, the next product is going to be the body wash, which retails for $25 again, and you get 6.8 ounces. Once again, a good amount for the price. Now, this comes in 3 different forms. So it has the fragrance-free form, you have the eucalyptus scented one, and you have the sandalwood scented one. And for the couple of products that are in Necessaire's line that are fragranced, those seem to be the 2 options. Other than the fragrance-free, the eucalyptus and sandalwood seem to be the 2 fragrances that this company goes with. Obviously, any skincare is much better off without any sort of fragrance added. Fragrance is never something that gives a benefit to the skin, and it is sensitizing, irritating to the skin. So in an ideal world, I would say it's great that they offer at least the fragrance-free version, and that's what you should always default to. Now, specifically for something like a wash or a cleanser, the bad fragrant ingredient is not as concerning, just because that's a skincare product or body care product that you wash off and you remove it after several seconds, which means that there's not a lot of time for those bad ingredients to have the negative effect on the skin, as opposed to a body care product that you would leave on the skin for hours and hours and hours, like a body lotion. All that said, let's look at the fragrance-free version, since that is the better version for your skin in terms of skincare, although all of my personal body washes are scented, even though I know it's better to have the fragrance-free version. So when we look at the ingredients, after water, that second ingredient, which they say is derived from coconut and corn, that's the main kind of surfactant or the cleansing ingredient that's in this product. And compared to other much more potentially harsh ingredients that are used to cleanse, this one seems to be a much better, less abrasive ingredient. So that's great. And then as you continue to go down the ingredients list, you have a lot of nourishing ingredients. So again, things like glycerin. I'm surprised to see niacinamide in here. I don't know that the niacinamide is not going to have that much time to do anything for the skin. So although it otherwise is a good ingredient, again, good or bad, the ingredients are in contact with your skin for not very long. So you do have great things. You have a bunch of fruit extracts, apple extract, the vitamin E. You again have the more problematic things like the orange and lemon fruit extracts, then going back to more positive things like the green tea leaf and marula oils. So I think overall, this is a pretty good product because the main cleansing agent is not super harsh and it's balanced balanced by other more nourishing ingredients. And even though there are some problematic ingredients or ingredients that otherwise would be problematic in a skincare product that you leave on the skin, overall, for the price and the overall nature of the product, I think this is a good body wash. Next up is going to be the body serum. This retails for $45, so a good jump in the pricing, but you get 5.1 ounces, which is a lot more than you typically get with other standard serums. Now, this is for the body, so you do have to keep in mind that you're going to be using a lot more of it, but there's no reason that you couldn't also use it on the face. Sometimes body care items are a lot thicker, and so you may not want to use them on the face on a cosmetic level, but otherwise there's nothing inherently wrong with using a body care product on the face. So let's look at the ingredients, which starts with water and glycerin, so that's great. You have some texturizers, you have sodium hyaluronate, which is great. It is not only an antioxidant, but helps to kind of nourish the skin also. It's great to see the niacinamide in there, which is another vitamin that is an antioxidant for the skin. Like we said before, it's vitamin B3. Not only helps with aging, but can also help with acne. So overall, a great ingredient for the skin. That's followed up by panthenol, which is another vitamin, form of vitamin B, and this is also a humectant. You also have some ceramides in here, and I don't see anything that raises concern or that could be damaging or harmful to the skin. So I think this is a great product. And yes, once again, you may kind of inhale at the $45 price point, but given the amount of product that you're getting and the fact that it's really jam-packed, a relatively simple list of ingredients, and they all have a positive function for the skin. So this is a great option from the line. Next up, we're going to take a look at the body exfoliator, which retails for $30, and in the product you get 6.1 ounces. Once again, healthy serving. This also comes in fragrance-free eucalyptus and sandalwood. So same comments as before apply. We're going to take a look at the fragrance-free version. The first ingredient right after water is a kind of cleansing agent, and it is one of those that is more harsh on the skin. So it is quite drying. It's like a detergent for the skin, which is not something that we want to be lathering all over the skin. Now, once again, this is a product that you wouldn't really leave on the skin. It's meant to be washed off, and therefore the harmful effects of that should be removed fairly quickly. But with something like an exfoliator, where you're kind of abrading the surface level of the skin and you're really rubbing it into the skin, it's just not something that you really want to lead the ingredients list with, which is interesting because the third ingredient here is a more mild form of a cleansing agent. It's much more gentle on the skin, and it also can lather. So this product, I think, would have been much better if it had eliminated that second ingredient and moved up to the front, the third ingredient, and led that as the main cleansing agent. But even more concerning than that is the fourth ingredient, pumice, which is extremely abrasive on the skin. It's something that a lot of people use on the feet, and even if you ground it up, that could be something appropriate where the thickness of the potential skin on your feet that you may be trying to scrape down would be more appropriate to use something as abrasive as pumice, things like pumice stones. But something that you're going to be exfoliating the whole body with, you do not want to be rubbing pumice, even ground pumice, all over your skin. So automatically, kind of no matter what else is in here, the heavy presence of the drying cleansing agent plus this really abrasive damaging pumice ingredient, this is not a body exfoliator that I would recommend or use on my own skin. You also have great ingredients, things like the marula seed oil, salicylic acid, glycolic acid, lactic acid, niacinamide. All of these things otherwise would be fantastic, but not when you have completely eradicated the benefits of those things by adding in those really abrasive, harmful ingredients. Plus, like I said, the effect of the good ingredients is not going to have time to take hold because you're washing the product off. Whereas with the thing like the pumice ingredient, those don't need to sit on the skin to have their harmful effect. The harmful effect occurs as soon as you're scraping it across the skin. So this is not an exfoliator that I would recommend. Next is the deodorant, which retails for $20 and you get 1.7 ounces. This is sort of a strange one for me to review. It isn't really skincare or even body care in the sense of me reviewing ingredients that are supposed to be good for your skin, and to the extent that we know that fragrance is not a positive skincare ingredient, and deodorants by their nature are supposed to fight odor pretty much through the vehicle of layering a different odor on top. You kind of have to choose between the fragrance versus the skincare aspect of this. So I'll just keep this really short and brief. When we look at the ingredients, the driving force for the scent in this product is the eucalyptus oil, and there's also some fir oil. Both of these things, oh, there's also orange peel oil and patchouli oil. So all of those are where the odor covering power of this product is coming from. Those things are not things that I would ever recommend you put on your skin for the purpose of skincare, but it is something that even I personally would accept as something in a deodorant, because the reason I'm using a deodorant is not to benefit my skin in any sort of way, it's to deodorize. And the last product in the line is the Sex Gel. This is $20. You get 1.7 ounces, so this is the product where you do not get that much. It's also quite affordable compared to the price of the other products in the line. And it says that the purpose of this is to be a personal lubricant. And the main ingredient that they're focusing on to lubricate is hyaluronic acid. So let's look at the ingredients list, which is pretty short. We start with water, followed by aloe leaf juice. These are good skincare ingredients, and aloe can be very soothing for the skin. Followed by sorbitol, which is kind of it is a hydrator, but it also kind of thickens the formula and also gives the formula slip, which is, if you're wanting this kind of product, is probably something you're interested in. The next ingredient is hydroxyethyl cellulose. This is another kind of texturizer or thickener and emulsifier for the product. It's plant derived. Sodium benzoate is, I believe, a preservative. No issues there. Next up is allantoin. This is a soothing ingredient for the skin. It's extracted from urea, which you actually find very commonly in skincare. Then we have lactic acid, which normally is, when I see lactic acid, I think of an exfoliating ingredient, but it also is a hydrator, so that's probably why it's included in this ingredients list. Next, we have potassium sorbate, another preservative. Sodium hyaluronate, which is another skin replenishing, kind of hydrating ingredient. And tocopherol, I think that's how you pronounce it. This is a form of vitamin E, and serves as an antioxidant. So bit by bit, ingredient by ingredient, this seems like an outstanding option. You of course don't have to use it for the purpose of a personal lubricant. You can use it anywhere where you want not only like a protective layer, but you also want some hydration and maybe some slip. So you definitely could use it on your face. The thing that I'm thinking of that this may actually be great for is a lot of people who have extremely dry skin, and you want something almost more akin to a balm as opposed to just a water-based moisturizer. This may work great for you. I can see it working great for kind of cracked dry skin, and also the extreme dryness that you experience if you are taking Accutane as an acne medication. You could put it on the lips probably to help with that. You can, if you get bleeding on the inside of your nose, which is something that oftentimes occurs because the skin gets so dried out, you may be able to take a Q-tip and, circulate it on the inside of your nose, put it up your nose and have that protective layer on that. That seems like this might be a great option for this product too. But regardless of how you use it, the ingredients in this product are great. All right, there is the rundown of all of the products available through Sephora from the brand Necessaire. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. If there are any other brands that you want me to do reviews for like this for, I am more than happy to take a look and consider doing them. I've had several requests to do a full product by product review of the skincare products in the brand Naturium. I think that's how you pronounce it, so that is already in the works. But any other ideas or comments that you have, please leave them in the comment section below and give the video a thumbs up if this helped you or you enjoyed it. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next one.